Hello everybody, I'm Rene Ramos, director of the Lynn and Louis Wolfson II Florida Moving Image Archives, and this is Rewind, the show that looks back on Florida's past with historic film and video. It's time for another trip back into the past, so sit back, relax, and enjoy another episode of Rewind.
Florida, from the Spanish meaning flowered. An apt choice, because here in southern Florida, we have the only subtropical region in the United States, where languorous palms, sandy beaches, the warm Atlantic and Gulf waters have attracted an astounding population growth in the past decade. Miami, Florida reflects this growth with a population gain of approximately 5,000 people a year. The link to the Caribbean and Latin America grows stronger, and educational links have been forged by developments such as Miami Dade Junior College, a young giant with a student enrollment of 32,000 in just 10 years. Our purpose? To tell the story of its first 10 years and its promise for the future. Day and night, 11 months out of the year, this is the way it is. Wildlife was and is a natural part of our campuses. Realizing the closeness to the Everglades, it is easy to understand that this pleasant environment will continue to intrude. It is an interesting setting for an unusual community college, not only in its physical setting, but in its curriculum, in its purpose, in its ideals. Freshmen and possibly a few sophomores glean their knowledge and their place in the educational scheme from several sources: the college catalog, friends and neighbors, alumni, perhaps a visit from Miami-Dade representatives to their high school, or a pre-college visit to the campus. Most specifically, from the school counselors for general guidance and their academic advisors for specific guidance. They are also exposed to pre-registration slide tapes offering further information. In this case, however, they seem distracted by a vignette involving the campus ducks and one of their less desirable companions. After all, everyone has hang-ups, even ducks. Students at Miami-Dade are almost always impressed by the number of unusual courses offered. Glamour or exotic courses, they're often called. This might be expected in a world aviation center like Miami with its international airport. One of the most popular courses available to students is the pilot training course, consistently attracting a large number of students. Professional facilities are available at Opa-locka Airport, the 6th busiest in the United States. The school's first permanent structure, Scott Hall, is named for Paul R. Scott, a charter member of the College Advisory Committee who died in office. It provided and continues to provide extensive service as a classroom, laboratory, and administration building. Yet in spite of its accommodations, it was literally swamped with students who poured in ever-increasing numbers, calling for additional building. In steady succession came the Mitchell-Wolfson Learning Resources Center, featuring a 2-story library, faculty offices, classrooms, 4 auditoriums, plus an audiovisual production and distribution complex. The J. Neville MacArthur Hall of Science and Technology, with classrooms and laboratories equipped for occupational programs. The John Fitzgerald Kennedy Health Center, abbreviated to JFK, represents a magnificent conversion job from a hangar for military planes to a 5,000-seat capacity gymnasium. The William Douglas Pauly Creative Arts Center offers a 500-seat theater, ultra-modern facilities for music, art, and drama, plus faculty offices. 4,493 students enrolled at South Campus when it opened in 1967, and enrollment doubled in less than 3 years. Construction included the Niles Trammell Learning Resources Center with its library and classrooms, teaching auditoriums, and audiovisual facilities. The Central Administration Building, a new classroom building, a fine arts building with art and music studios. Here's a view from the patio. The Leonard A. Usina Hall of Science with instructional facilities, science laboratories, general classroom, and faculty offices. Faculty, students, and visitors are impressed by the beautiful setting and buildings of the South Campus. The need for multi-campus expansion led President Dr. Peter Masico to a major decision: allow maximum opportunity for campus vice presidents to utilize their creative resources based on common goals. This would give them flexibility and encourage initiative in their handling of top executive posts. Along with campus building growth came the flood of students, reflecting the tenor of the times, with their music, with their opinions on the complex, troubled world about them. A world that added such terms as population explosion, Vietnam, automation, pollution, the space age, man's reach into outer space, sometimes failing, but ultimately succeeding. This student, attending a community junior college, finds the facilities and staff to give him the tools to fit into today's complex world of computer technology. This new educational door has come into its own and offers a chance for the high school graduate to reach a higher standard of living. Thousands of young men and women get the learning they need to fit the more stringent demands of industry, business, and academics. Most educators and students agree it's a much-needed addition. For those students planning to continue their formal education, junior colleges offer programs leading to a third or fourth year of college or university, and perhaps to graduate study. Junior colleges also offer a number of occupational studies, along with special courses designed to equip students for careers in industry after 2 years of study. Proper equipment and technical know-how of instructors have greatly benefited Miami-Dade students. A world of business provides a wealth of opportunity for those students who can operate business machines and have mastered other office skills. Miami-Dade offers these opportunities and more. For these achievements, all students must go through the registration process. Here, the open door policy is more than a motto, it's a philosophy that provides the vitality of an goal. Dr. Masico chats with the 100,000th registrant. Somehow, Mom has misplaced Junior. There is an atmosphere of anticipation of a new venture in learning, from youths directly from high school to adults seeking new outlets, perhaps a new career, or at least an intellectual adventure in today's challenging world of education. But the overriding evaluation of Miami-Dade's purpose is to provide every student with a chance to attend college. Faculty members, too, share the eagerness of newcomers to the campus and extend themselves to orient the fledgling student. Here we see university parallel programs recommended for students planning to continue through four-year colleges or universities. They lead to an associate in arts degree, Other credit areas include occupational programs that are set up to enable students to gain immediate entry into industry, business, or other vocational fields. Students here receive the Associate in Science degree. Also in the category of achieving an Associate in Science degree are Allied Health Studies, which provide a one-year certificate in the rapidly expanding field of health-related courses. A survey has shown that about 80% of Miami-Dade's graduates go on to other colleges or universities, mostly in Florida. Another important point, these ongoing students maintain their levels of academic achievement when they attend the four-year institution. School libraries play a vital role both in establishing this record and in school accreditation. Miami-Dade is accredited by the Florida Department of Education, by the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools. Academic credits earned at Miami-Dade are transferable to other colleges and universities in the United States. The student newspaper is among several in a coordinated program of extracurricular activities. These include the yearbook, debate team, drama, athletic teams, music organizations, student government, student union, among others. The college uses a portion of the registration fees to subsidize these activities. A stimulating part of student life involves non-subsidized activities, including clubs and organizations, mainly social, professional, service, and religious. Interest groups such as scholastic societies and honorary organizations vie for student participation during rushing. These activities are considered important for the molding of a balanced student development. Students head for JFK to hear Stan Getz and react favorably to his jazz style. Other attractions slated include prominent speakers, music groups, concerts, symphonic and popular, motion pictures, frolics after basketball, and others. Student government is an important part of the total Miami-Dade picture. The school's representatives contacted every Dade County high school for suggestions from students on ways they would want to become involved. This has resulted in students being consulted in many ways, including guidance of student activities. This dazzling aerospace flight simulator brings occupational programs into the foreground and shows the sophistication of equipment available to the student. Technical drawing, flight engineering, inhalation therapy, physical therapy, a link trainer for flight simulation, our computer-controlled miller in manufacturing technology, fabric testing equipment, an impact tester, police science ballistic tests, now matching rifling marks for identification, mortuary science, and an impressive graphic arts area. Notice the scope of the advanced equipment available to the student. The qualified two-year student can find immediate employment at a middle-income pay scale. Miami's ocean proximity plus climate and topography magnetically draws tourists. But the potential for scientific studies may prove even more beneficial for mankind than our outer space flights. Students have an ideal opportunity to contribute to the ever-expanding future of oceanography, and these courses are taking on great significance. Another underwater activity finds modeling and swimming going well together. Here, two young ladies industriously apply their skills in fashion design. Miami is a fashion center, and these skills are very marketable. Fashion modeling has always attracted young hopefuls, and these beginning models are learning some of the fundamentals of poise, posture, and displaying fashions. they soon learn graceful body movement and how to bring out their own personality and charm. An intense interest on the part of the technical crew, director, cameraman, sound man, and others, gives us an opportunity to display the considerable facilities of our learning resources production area. The equipment and expertise is one of the reasons Miami-Dade's production area is often visited by representatives of other schools for ideas. In the Miami-Dade Resources Agenda, creative ideas are discussed and worked out with faculty and producers so that mutual goals can be reached. The end product, film, slide tape, or other media, has an elaborate distribution arrangement for either group or individual study. Students can review lectures, monitor foreign language lessons, and utilize numerous educational audio-visual aids. Let's look in on the activities of the Creative Arts Center, North Campus. An electronic piano class. The flip of a switch by the instructor can bring in the sounds of the pianos or an individual piano. The advantage is tremendous, as it allows individual contact between student and teacher without coping with a room full of mixed, hard-to-identify sounds. The play is definitely the thing. And now we present a portion of the finale to Thornton Wilder's production, The Skin of Our Teeth.
George Angelus, thinking over a new world to make, thinking over.
Soft lights replace the glare of the footlights. Tomorrow, the fine arts buildings will take on their usual bustle as talents are shaped for future goals. Counseling and advisement are an important part of proper student guidance, both as to abilities and goals, and for any difficulties that may arise. Competent, experienced men and women have the student's best interests in mind. At no point is the open door policy more in evidence than in financial assistance to students from lower income backgrounds. Tuition is waived. Nearly one-half of the students at Miami-Dade need financial aid at one time or another, and this money comes from college funds, local and national donors, federal funds, and grants. A day's profits from horse and dog tracks and high-life frontons in Dade County go to the scholarship fund. No one is turned away for lack of money. Our financial policy has been of particular benefit to Cuban refugees and their children. Theirs is the largest segment of foreign enrollment. Miami-Dade has more foreign-born students than any other college or university in the United States. Still, most of our student body is from our country, preponderantly local and state, but drawing heavily from the eastern states and including every part of the nation. A good school reflects a good faculty, and the record of academic achievement of Miami-Dade students is indicative of the quality of teaching available to them. The college has over 1,000 faculty members, both full and part-time. Most have a postgraduate degree. Teachers are allowed release time for study that will qualify them for increased responsibility. Plenty of action marks the athletic department of Miami-Dade Junior College, which has turned in sparkling performances in every area of its wide-ranging athletic program. A varsity percentage win of over 700% is truly remarkable. It's play ball, with a ruling by the umpire and a quick commentary by the coach. The swimming teams are strong competitors. Gymnastics have grown in accomplishment and audience appeal, especially during tournament competition. Miami-Dade hosted the National AAU Track and Field Championships and received compliments on its handling of the events. The North Stadium gets plenty of use, plus enthusiastic audiences. Miami-Dade coaches are imbued with the spirit that has shown up in the win percentages. Qualifications are high, with several doctorates in the department and coaches in general holding a master's degree. They're picked for attitude and character as well as ability. Miami-Dade sports are not just for the gifted athlete, and the spectrum of varsity and intramural events gives every student a chance to find his or her niche. Whether a rousing game of soccer or a softball game, there's always a busy sports agenda both in the gym and outside. And if you want to know where the action is, you won't have to do much searching at Miami-Dade. Outstanding alumnus include Bruce Fleischer, who turned professional in 1969. Debbie Austin, now a touring professional. Sylvia Hitchcock was on the varsity tennis team in 1965-66, but this was only the beginning for another career, that of being titled Miss USA and Miss Universe in 1967. The JFK Gymnasium is open to the general public for recreation programs almost every evening and all day Saturdays. The 12 lighted tennis courts on the North Campus and 8 on the South Campus are for community use during the same periods. Non-credit courses in yoga, golf, and bridge are available to adults through the Continuing Education Department. An early morning visitor to campus parking areas would likely draw the conclusion that we live in a fast-paced world. Well, not quite this fast. But when you're parking thousands of students, faculty, and staff, you need movement and space. Some search for spaces patiently and hope for the best, while others are lucky enough to beat the crowd. What have we here? There are occasions when the smooth wheel of progress becomes somewhat enmeshed, and a problem of deferment can get a bit sticky. We happen to catch one of the more involved. Well, everyone has bad days. The typical Miami-Dade student is in his 18th through 20th year, unmarried, entered college directly from high school, and hopes to continue after graduation at an upper division institution. He comes from a middle-income family, works part-time. However, 5% of the students are reportedly from families at or near the poverty level. About 5% are from families in the 20,000 and up bracket. This 1970 graduating class packed the Miami Beach Convention Hall. Considering that only 138 students made up the first one in 1962, Dr. Masico couldn't help but reflect on this amazing growth. This is a model of the proposed downtown campus, which, if it follows the Miami-Dade typical growth pattern, will involve the community both as a cultural and coordinating center. Already, students are registering and classes are being held in temporary quarters. Miami-Dade's marine science program will be constructed on 11 acres at Virginia Key, on land provided by the city of Miami. A fourth major campus may be opened by the end of the 70s at the south end of Dade County, depending on population trends. Possibly no other institution of higher learning has accomplished so much so fast for so many students. Completing its first 10 years, Miami Dade Junior College is being watched more closely than ever for directions that others may follow. As we continue to search for better ways of meeting student needs and of the faculty and the community, we are not so naive as to expect success from every educational experiment or every innovative effort to prove worthwhile. But the extension of the philosophy of the open door, the warm, humanistic approach, should enable us to reach even more enviable goals when we mark our 20th anniversary.
That's about it for this edition of Rewind. Just time to remind you that Rewind features historical film and video from the Lynn and Lewis Wolfson II Florida Moving Image Archives. To see more from the Wolfson Archives collections, visit our website, wolfsonarchives.org. You can search the archives catalog and watch video online. And be sure to connect to our YouTube channel, where you will find hundreds of carefully curated clips, or link to the Wolfson Archives Facebook page to keep up with our busy calendar of historical happenings. Until next time, I'm Rene Ramos. Thanks for watching.